Okay, well, it's week 6 of the softball season, and we're now in March, and we're here with Kiley Shae Aldridge, a redshirt sophomore left-hander here from Lompoc, California, not Lompoc, like I said before. Cabrillo High School, also transferred from Arizona. Last week, the team had a big trip to Judy Garland Classic in Fullerton, California, and Kiley Shae had a big effort there, a shutout, 9 strikeouts, I think 3 hits allowed versus number 6 Washington. They were in the World Series last year, so a big win for the Dogs here, and also now getting votes here in the national rankings here. So let's go back to last Sunday and kind of where the team was at going into that day and that series.
Absolutely, we had just come off a big win against Nebraska, and so we were really happy about it. And so going into the Washington game, we were just like, we beat Nebraska, we can beat Washington. And after the first 3 games that we had, those wins were really going to help us out. So we were just going to try to do all we can to, end the weekend on a good note.
That's your first start though of the year though. You made a couple appearances before that in relief. How are you hanging in there those last few innings when you had to pitch, pitch after pitch against a team that's going to battle you the whole way?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I walked out there in the 5th inning, I could tell I was like, like I'm getting kind of tired. It's a little harder to get the balls, to the plate, but I was just like, use your legs as much as you possibly can. Just get the ball there, and your defense can do the work. And they definitely helped me out, and they were behind me, and that was just a huge help. In the win against Washington.
Man, how nervous were you before the game?
I was so nervous. When Coach said that I was starting, I was like, wait a minute, like I haven't done this yet. But then, once I started warming up, I was like, let's go. This is what I've been waiting for. This is what, I've done my whole life. So, it's just another game, another pitch, and go out there and have fun. And we did.
And some people may not be as familiar with you since you missed last year because of an injury. Talk about kind of like what happened to you, like injury-wise, and how you kind of battled back to be where you're at today.
So it was Christmas break last year, and I tore my ACL and my MCL, and it was pretty devastating because I obviously really wanted to play last year, but I had to go through it was about a 6 to 7 month rehab process with my teammate Brooke, and there were obviously some bad days when it took me 3 hours to figure out how to walk up a step. So a lot of it was discouraging, but then when it was like making small steps and getting like small goals accomplished, that led to the bigger goal of being cleared and being able to play, and it made me grow as a person, and I got a lot closer to my teammate Brooke, and that's why I love her so much today. So it's actually overall a really good experience, and I'm glad that I went through it.
Kind of describe kind of your paths of rehab. I'm sure it probably wasn't exactly the same because hers a little bit after yours too, right?
Yeah. So she tore hers about 2 or 3 weeks after I did. So we got cleared, just a couple weeks after each other, but because we were so close, we got to rehab together, and things that she had a hard time with, I had an easier time with, and things that I had a hard time, or that she had a hard time with, I did well. So we were able to pick each other up and help each other through it, and on my good days, I would help her out, and her good days, she would help me. So it was just a blessing in disguise to have her there with me, and I just couldn't have done it without her, for sure.
And you're also a broadcast journalism major there, and maybe the aspirations on the road of being involved with TV. Do you kind of know what you would like to shoot for?
I would really like to run my own news station. I know that once I get my internship and some opportunities arise, that's what I'm going to go for. But I just really love being a part of the media world and doing broadcast, and I really love the classes that I'm taking so far and learning about all the different positions that are available. And I'm just really excited to see what the future holds.
So who's your favorite broadcaster to watch on TV?
Obviously when I used to watch Faith, our professor, I thought that was really cool. But Andrew, the sports guy, I think that he's a pretty cool guy, and I like the way that he's kind of animated about all the stuff that he talks about, so it's really cool.
What about SportsCenter? Which guy on SportsCenter or gal do you enjoy the most?
Obviously, Erin Andrews is always cool just because she gets to do the big interviews, so she always gets the top stories and stuff, so it's fun to watch.
Yeah. So you mentioned one of your favorite on-campus professor. What classes have you worked with her in?
Right now she's doing my online broadcast news writing. Oh my goodness, she does so many. Media law, which actually turned out to be interesting. Mm-hmm. And also, I can't remember exactly the name of the class, but it's pretty much we're in front of the camera. You're learning how to be, basically an anchor. And she basically showed us the ropes on that. And so it was actually a really fun class, and I had a good time.
So give us some of the stories you've actually done for your class that are like news-like.
So I did a couple stories on some of the football players. Obviously, I like to gear towards sports more because that's what I want to get into, hopefully. And so I've done stuff on the athletic training department as well because that's near and dear to my heart now. And so just stuff that actually I've been interested in is what I've been doing stories on. Yeah.
Talk about a little bit about your family connection to being the Bulldog too, to kind of how you got to meet the program before you even got here?
Yeah, so my mom and dad are alumni of Fresno State, and my sister just graduated here last year. I have aunt and uncles that went here, so growing up I kind of wanted to be the rebel and go somewhere else, but I ended up here and I absolutely love it and I wouldn't change it for anything.
So I kind of questioned the team before we talked about kind of like what's the things I should ask you about. They mentioned that you're a encyclopedia of rap now.
Yeah, growing up, me and my sister were just, we loved music, and any new rap album that came out, we would get it and we would just listen to it over and over and over again. So, I mean, old school Nelly and Eminem and Jay-Z, so I may not look like a person that can rap that much, but give me a beat like that and I can do something with it.
So who have you seen live and who was your favorite concert?
I've seen Jay-Z, I've seen MMG, which included Wale, Machine Gun Kelly, Meek Mill, and I actually became a really, really big Machine Gun Kelly fan right before I saw him, so getting to see him in concert and I got to actually touch him because I was like super close, so that was probably like a really cool moment.
So also I heard your expletive after you get frustrated is a unique one. Describe that.
So my mom is a kindergarten teacher and she doesn't like to cuss, so there was just one time when I wanted to cuss when I was around her, and instead of cussing I said Shooter McGavin because I love the movie Happy Gilmore and that's one of the names of the characters, so, and it kind of just stuck. So now anytime I get frustrated or anything, I'm like, oh, Shooter McGavin. And I mean, some of my teammates are like, what the heck are you saying? And then some of the teammates just laugh at it and they're like, that's Kiley Shae. So now it's just a habit and I don't even think about it anymore, but whenever I say it around someone new, they're like, what's that? And I'm like, oh, whoops.
Yeah. How many Shooter McGavins did you have at last game against Washington?
There was a couple for sure. The very first inning, I kind of left the ball hanging up a little bit and a girl hit it, and of course in my mind I was like, Shooter McGavin, but Brenna, our center fielder, she had it and it was great, so kind of the Shooter McGavin went away after that.
Yeah, I heard there's also like a visor rule with you, and you have to wear yours low.
Yeah, I didn't really realize it, but my coach or my teammates brought it up to me. They're like mimicking how I wear my visor and that I wear it down so like this, they can't see my face. So I've been working on it now and trying to keep it up a little bit so that, you know, they're not embarrassed if I'm on the field at all.
Yeah, well, we'll look forward to seeing you again this weekend. The Dogs are at home. They have 5 games on Thursday through Sunday, and this is the Fresno State Classic. And check out the GoBulldogs.com website for the complete schedule. So go Dogs.
Go Dogs.